What up, party people? You know, this number right here, these four birds of a feather. It's gonna be a fun show, a little fictional draft. We're gonna get into some Jessie Bates, but it's how we done. Let's see. Let's go.
Let's go! This ain't the box like horses think he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Birds of a Feather on A2D Radio, brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life with Manscaped. We are live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, and everywhere you download your podcast. So if you're listening to us live right now, or if you are listening to us on your commute, or where else, Jake? In the shower.
In the shower. If you're into that kind of thing, using your Manscaped products. I mean, it's a little 2 for 1.
Exactly.
Not mad at you. Not mad at you.
Exactly. We appreciate the support. It's your boy Chucks again. Once again, back another week as always. And we've got to my left, as always, Mr. Pete Evans. How's it going, bro?
Cooler, man. I can't call it.
Jake, what's up?
Not much. Just, chilling down here.
Chilling down there. And
Chilling
then
down here.
the other Pete. What's good, Mr. Young?
Gonna need to hit this draft out of the park. I got my Flacco jersey. I'm ready.
Did you say Flacco?
Yeah, Shane Falco, man.
There you go.
God damn it.
There you go.
You already messed it up. Well, I'm excited for that too. If you are wondering, we are doing a fictional football character draft or a movie/TV show, a football movie/TV show draft here on Birds of a Feather. This is the last week before training camp hits, but we are still going to have a little bit of fun. So that's going to be in the second half of our show. But in the first half, we are going to talk Eagles as always. And what's the hot topic that's been going on these past few days in Eagles country? Jessie Bates. We are going to be talking Jessie Bates, and if it's worth it to trade for him, or Howie Roseman. Should Howie Roseman trade for him? We'll get into that. And that's the first half of the show, which is brought to you by BetUS, the leading online sports book, who has been in the market for over 25 years. You can bet anywhere in the U.S. by going – oh, sorry, wrong one. Anywhere in the U.S. on everything. Use the link below, right there. That link, I'm not going to read it off. That link below, use that for 125% sign-up bonus. And we are also brought to you by EXP. I can't talk right now. Jeez. EXP Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a change in career or brokerage, contact Alan Foy at EXP Realty LLC at 302-682-8820 or visit him at alan.foy@exprealty.com. Our poll question for tonight: as long as it doesn't require trading a first-round pick, the Eagles should trade for Jessie Bates. Agree or disagree? Mr. Pete Evans, you haven't gone first in a while, so I'm going to give you
There's a reason for that.
Well, I'm going to let you kick it off here with the first take of tonight's show. Do you agree or disagree to the poll?
I agree to the poll. So as long as we don't have to give it the first, I would definitely explore that option. Because once again, I've been a firm believer in saying that what this team doesn't automatically draft well, you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses of what positions that you evaluate well and what positions that you don't. And every safety outside of Dawkins that we've had success with, Malcolm Jenkins was not a draft pick by the Eagles. He was a free agent signing. So they know how to get talent when they can evaluate it once that talent is proven. They have not done a good job of being able to evaluate their talent and project it to the next level. So, I mean, you look at Kayvon Wallace, that's not panning out. So if it does cost less than a first-round pick, I'm definitely game to go ahead and do that. Because I think that's the last piece. That's the last piece that we need.
Yeah.
Jake, what do you think?
It's an easy agree for me. I mean, you're going to have to get some sort of package together, maybe throw in Dillard, maybe throw in a couple second-round picks either this year or however you want to work it. Maybe get it like a conditional, throw a conditional in there, throw the conditional at them a little bit. But I think you're going to have to, realistically, if you're not going to give up a first, which I think the Bengals would most likely ask for, you're going to have to give up a second and probably at least a decent player on this roster. You're definitely going to have to give up a starter, at least to justify the trade. But we know how Cincinnati is. They're historically cheap, and they don't like paying their guys. So the only thing – and the other thing is, too, Joe Burrow's right around the corner to get paid. And we just saw what Kyler Murray got paid today. Lamar Jackson conveniently shows up at training camp right after Kyler Murray gets signed. Hint, hint. So it's just – easy agree for me. Get him to Philadelphia. Like Pete said, it's the last piece. You get him here. This is
and just to interject real quick, Jake.
Yeah,
he's young, so like I see people in the chat already saying Kareem Hunt. This is a piece that he'll see this contract and may see a second contract. So,
yeah, I mean he's only 25 years old.
He's how old is he? How old is he, Jake?
25. He's in his prime. All right, Mr. Young.
I want to say disagree. Like, I understand why people want him. He's young. He's very effective. He's a very excellent player. But I think this is just one of those situations to where, with having Jessie Bates be awesome, yeah. Do you need him? No. I think you have a service of no. You don't need him. You want him. There's a completely different story. I think we have a serviceable secondary. I think we have a nice safety room. You can use those picks elsewhere. Like, here's the thing: if they want to give them up for like a third and a fifth, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm all for it. But I'm like, I think there are more pressing needs. Like, I care more about tight end 2 than I care about whether or not we're magically gonna trade for Jessie Bates.
Nah, I'm good.
You care more about a backup position than you do a starting position.
I don't. He's a starter, but I'm like, what was the last time the Eagles were connected to a big name move like this that they went out and got, like trade wise?
Well, I mean, I could kind of see that because with AJ Brown, that was really out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. You know, anytime there's a big move that the Eagles do, like look at all the trades they've done in the last 3 years. They came out of nowhere. Like there were some rumors about Wentz. But like there was nothing definitive until it happened.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure I can't think of any top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there were a few over the past several years where it was heavily rumored and then it actually happened. Like I remember there being a few, maybe not like a ton, you know. So I'm not gonna say like most of the time the rumors end up being true, but I do think there were a few. So you're going to disagree to the poll, Mr. Young. You don't think the Eagles should trade for Jessie Bates if it doesn't require a first round pick. So you're saying no.
I think it's just one of those situations where would he be great to have? Sure. Is it like 100? Is it a huge need? I don't think so. Like I think it's just one of those things where Eagle fans are kind of getting greedy at this point.
So. But the same thing can be said about Kareem Hunt because we don't need Kareem Hunt.
Oh no, we need Kareem Hunt, dog.
I mean that's in your opinion, but I'm saying
no, that's a fact.
But from the Eagles standpoint, if I'm Howie Roseman and I'm looking at I can trade for Kareem Hunt or I could trade for Jessie Bates, and I look at the players that we already have in the same positions, I'm going to lean more towards trading for Jessie Bates because I have I forget his name now. What the fuck is his name? The kid from Minnesota. Harris. That's not
Anthony Harris.
Anthony Harris.
Anthony
I
Harris.
was thinking Al Harris for some reason. I don't know
Al
why.
Harris.
But
he's a positional coach.
He's a coach for. I think he's a DB coach for Green Bay, if I'm not mistaken.
No, for the Cowboys.
For the Cowboys.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So what I'll say is different with the Kareem Hunt and
Right.
Jessie Bates situation is I don't need to give up major assets to get Kareem Hunt. He's
But
on
that's
an
what the
expiring
question is,
contract, and I can probably get him for a 5th or 6th.
But see, the thing is, Pete, the same thing you can say about Jessie Bates because you have. I think the Eagles are the only team that the Bengals can't hold over a barrel with Jessie Bates because one, he's not signing the franchise tag tender, so they have to move him at some point. Two, they have a weak ass offensive line, and you have a first round pick offensive lineman that's not even in your starting rotation. You see what I'm saying? So if you can get him for a first and a third, Andre Dillon in the third, and possibly a conditional third or fourth in 2023 or 2024, I'm willing to do that because once again, you're getting an elite level safety in his prime at the age of 25 years old. That's the
Is Bates that good though?
Yes.
Bates
is that.
Is he better than Williams? Because
Huh?
they threw money at Williams.
They threw money at Williams because they Jessie Bates, they know they wasn't the contract talks had stalled. He wanted an extension in the season last year and they stopped talking.
Yep.
So they're trying to dot their I's across the T's. Like any other business, if you got a commodity that you think you can't bring back, but you can go get somebody else, of course I'm gonna throw money at that. You know what I mean?
Nate,
Yes,
agree
sir.
or disagree to the poll?
I'm going to disagree. I think it's too much for a safety, and that's just because I don't know much about him. I know he's a good player, but I wasn't watching Cincinnati games. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how he affects the defense. Like, is he going to be? You know, we were lost when Dawkins was gone, right? We were searching, and then we got Jenkins, and Jenkins, by the grace of God, and you could argue,
Right?
a lot of people won't, but you could argue, in his own way, Jenkins just had as big as impact as Dawkins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From the defensive side of the ball. So
I'll give you this. So
do
Nate,
we
to answer your
get
question
that from
before you go,
Bates?
right?
You know, do we get that bait from Bates? I don't know.
Tell me another player on the Bengals defense.
He's that good.
I'll wait. And it was in the Super Bowl.
Von Bell. But
Not you. I'm not talking. I'm asking Nate. I'm asking
I don't
Nate.
count.
You tell me another player from the Bengals defense who we know weren't that great statistically, and they were in the Super Bowl.
I'm trying to think of the lineman because I know they had a good defensive end, and I can't think of his name.
If you talk about Carl Lawson, he's not there no more.
No, I thought it was
Yeah, if you're talking about Geno Atkins, he's old as shit.
No, it wasn't Atkins. Atkins been there forever. I thought it was a defensive end that I thought was legit. I thought it was a white guy actually. I thought they had a white defensive end.
Are you talking about the guy
They
from
got
the
the boy from the
Saints?
Saints. They did pick up Trey Henderson from the
Yeah,
Saints.
Right. So
that was a free agent. Jessie Bates. It's hard to say because, like you said, he's not a name that you'll see around, and they haven't got a lot of airtime, especially in this area when it comes to watching Bengals football.
Mm-hmm.
But he could be that Malcolm Jenkins-esque type safety.
Yeah.
Easy.
yeah, like I said, I mean, you could be right. I don't know enough about Jessie Bates to really give a really good kind of in-depth look because I didn't see him play a lot.
Mhm.
I wasn't watching Cincinnati games.
And
right?
hey, at least you admit that. So that's fair.
Right.
Great
So,
question by Coach
but, I mean, I know
Marcus.
he's a good player, and I knew they threw money at Williams, who ended up going to the Ravens. So they saw something at Williams where they were going to spend top dollar to bring a safety in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why they haven't done it with Bates, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, with Bates,
I think he's asking for more than Williams. Honestly,
for anyone listening and anyone who's, I mean, it's not, there's no shame in saying, like, people outside, for players that are outside our market that don't really get a lot of airtime, it's absolutely understandable for us not to know, for people not to know much about him. And with Jessie Bates, if you haven't been following him, I've been following him for the past 2 years. 2 years ago, he had the best year of his career. He was arguably a top 3 safety in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You're quintessential. You're probably outside of Justin Simmons. There's no better center field. There was no better center fielder in the game outside of Justin Simmons. I'm sorry. This past year, the beginning of the year, he did struggle. he he withered down a little bit, but at the end of the year and then in the playoffs is where he picked it back up and started playing like he did in 2020. And that's where I have confidence that he'll be that type of player. Now, if his downswing in play earlier in the year last year kind of worries you, then I totally understand that. And so, like,
What kind of
get
defense do they play, Chuck? And
what's up.
what kind of defense do they play in?
They're
Cincinnati?
Yeah, it's a 4-3.
Yeah, but I mean, from a safety perspective, is it too high? Is it one
too
single
high,
safety?
a lot of too high. Yeah. So a lot of what Gannon wants to do. A lot of what Gannon
Like
wants to do.
and Chuck's mentioned him. The other safety is Von Bell, who also came from the Saints as well. He's more of your inside the box thumper safety. How many times do we see a deep pass or play action where our safeties are just late to react, just can't get there? That's not Jessie Bates. He's going to fly into the screen and have those instincts to take away those big plays and be that true center field safety, which I would say Jenkins was more of that than Dawkins. Huh?
Are we a single high type safety?
He wants to be.
Well,
No,
he can
when
play.
you say he wants to be, who are you talking about?
Play both. The thing is, he can play on the back end. That's the thing about Bates is whether it's single high or too high, he can play on the back end in any coverage. Whereas he's not, he's not a liability like most of our other guys. I mean, Tart's solid on the back end, playing deep, but I mean, like that's not his strongest suit. He's more of a I guess you could say Swiss Army knife. You want to move around. Right. Marcus Epps isn't that. So you have a guy in Bates who just offers what the rest of the safety room doesn't. You have a playmaker, and that's what I've been looking for. I've been wanting in a safety, like a guy who can play on the back end and erase a lot of the coverage busts that we've been seeing. And so I love that about Bates' game, and I'm confident that he'll play to the level he was at the end of last year. So, if I would definitely trade for him. I think the Eagles should. That's why. So I'll agree to the poll as long as it doesn't require a first. If it requires a second and a player, I'm good with it. As long as it's nothing too crazy. Like I think perfect value would be if we gave a third and maybe Dillard, a conditional third. So if like Dillard or someone plays or Bates plays a certain amount of games, that third becomes a second. I'd be okay with that. But if he doesn't, then it stays a third. I think that would be to me the perfect offer for him. So that's how I see it. I mean, I do I think this trade is likely going to happen? I don't think so. I think it's like a 35-40% chance that it would happen. But I mean, I didn't think AJ Brown was going to come here, so I didn't see that coming. So I could totally be wrong. Before we move on, let's get to some of the comments here. We got Joey Tadaro. He says, absolutely give up a draft pick, or even two, as long as it's not a first. We can keep Bates long term. Rob Brickman says, I'd rather get Kareem Hunt. That's the comment you're referring to. See, I'm not going to answer that question whether we should trade for Hunt or Bates because you guys know me, I'm biased. So I'm obviously going to rather have Hunt too, but that's also because Hunt is like one of my favorite players in the league. So I'm not gonna really, delve into that. Ryan Swelb says, "Hey fellas, how's it going, gentlemen? What a crazy hot week! Yeah, it's been freaking scorching.
Serengeti outside, bro. I went outside today and start talking with an African accent. I'm telling you, bro.
Povia says, Falco, oh, that's an awesome topic. Should be a lot of fun. And then he quotes Falco, I wish I could say something classy and inspirational. That just wouldn't be our style. Pain deals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever. That's a great quote from
God bless you, Povia. Literally one of my favorite movies.
Ryan Swoboza says, I will say it again, even with the Fletcher Cox about to retire, would have drafted Kyle Hamilton over Jordan Davis. Can always find linemen. I love Kyle Hamilton. I'm completely okay with Jordan Davis, though.
Yeah, I'm fine with him.
If you gave me either of those guys, I would have been fine with it.
Brickman's kind of hating on you, Mr. Young. Says, LOL, this dude doesn't watch the league. A backup over a starter. Give me a break. yeah, Mr. Your quote there really does kind of like, that's a little bit questionable. you really are more concerned about a TE2 than a starting safety.
Because I'm concerned with something should be focusing on over something that I know without a shadow of a doubt is not going to happen. Like I'm not going to concern myself with something I'm pretty 90% sure is not going to happen. Also, Brinklin, if there's ever a person who's delusional, it's not me, bro.
Molly Mall says Bates.
What's up, Molly?
Or a starter and picks anything less Cincinnati hanging up the phone. I mean, it's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I do think Cincy is gonna end up just keeping him, but we will see.
Yeah, they don't have much leverage.
Not my Miles guy at all. Brigman's never a Miles guy.
No.
Coach Marcus says it is Howie Roseman's job to get the best player available at any position if possible.
Agreed.
Yeah, they agree.
That last sentence is very important.
If possible.
Well, it also could be possible. Name Brand says you don't give up big assets just to have to pay them too. Well, why not? I don't understand that mindset.
That's usually how it works. You trade for someone, you give them lots of money.
Pay them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Coach Marcus says so. This means we're comfortable with Epps and Tart. I'm okay with Tart.
Yeah, I'm fine with them.
Tart is solid. Epps, we'll see.
He's serviceable.
Epps always viewed Epps as a third safety. I never viewed him as a starter, but we'll see.
He's serviceable in my opinion. Epps. He's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
I see
A lot of people,
potential in
a
him.
lot of Eagles fans be hyping him up. I know. They be hyping up a lot of.
He's not great, but he's not like terrible.
Terrible.
No.
Yeah, he's not terrible.
He's
fun
not
to
Nate
watch,
Allen.
too. He's fun to watch too because he flies all over the field. He's physical, so I mean, he's a lot.
He'll stick his nose in there for sure.
Yeah.
He's a thumper.
Bates was ranked 8th at safety going into 2021 by PFF. I do not follow PFF, so we all know how I feel about PFF.
Very highly.
How we feel. Anything else? Michael DeAndre. I haven't heard from you in a while. What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
New linebacker White is an excellent tackler. Can't wait to watch him on a more consistent basis. I do hope that White sticks and actually does well. The past few years, we haven't had a really good track record of these linebackers on one-year deals. They've not worked out at all. They've been horrible. So let's hope White breaks that trend. Matt Walsh says Tart is very versatile. He has experience playing in the slot too. He does. Like I said, he's like a Swiss Army knife. You just move around. I've always loved Tart. Even since when he was in he was originally taken by Arizona. I really been a fan of Tart's game, so I'm glad he is here. And then Coach Marcus does say we are not talking about Kazir White enough. We are.
Agreed.
You talking about the draft pick from Kentucky?
No. The
linebacker they picked up from the Chargers.
The free.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kazir.
I was underrated, right? I was like under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
He had a great year last year, didn't
And
he?
he's coming out. It's one of those things. He's actually like when we were talking about Jessie Bates, how Chuck said a couple years ago was his best year. With White, his last 2 years, last year was statistically his best year so far. And how he got out of LA, I'm not sure. I don't know what they're thinking. So
Was he was he playing Will linebacker?
Most likely because he's best in space, so most likely he'll play Will. And then we'll probably see a bunch of different people rotate at.
But aren't they going to 3-4 though? Like they're setting it up as a 3-4.
It's a hybrid.
it's gonna be a hybrid, right?
Sometimes they're gonna have different fronts. They'll have 5-man fronts, 5-man surfaces. Sometimes they'll switch to a 3-4, depending on because we have personnel to play both. So like it's kind of seeing that it's going to be a mix of everything. I mean, we have guys who are that stand up rusher like Kyron Johnson, the rookie that we drafted. God, who's the guy we just
The
just
dude
signed?
from Kentucky, I think, is like that too. He's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, stand up guy.
Yeah, I forget his name though.
Yeah,
Kyron Johnson.
Reddick Rush is standing up too. So we have those people. We also have guys who can put their hand in the ground, play the 3-point stand. So we'll have both. Gannon likes to mix it up, those fronts, and we'll see more of the front seven being mixed up this year because we have even more personnel that he likes. So Jinx says Nakobe Dean will be the best player and leader of this defense by the end of his third season. I do agree. I
agree.
I loved that pick, Nakobe Dean. And it helps a lot that he doesn't, the type of front that we're going to have, especially with Jordan Davis being nose. And this is why Jordan Davis was so important, is because a nose tackle like that who can play one tech and eat up blocks is going to just free up space for Duke. It's going to be exactly what they did in Georgia. And that's why that Davis selection I really loved. And going back to that other comment we had about Kyle Hamilton, I love Kyle Hamilton, but for this defense, for this team, and Jordan Davis, what he can be, that pick was outstanding. I loved the Jordan Davis pick. So I think Jordan Davis is going to have a huge impact this season.
That was my guy.
Yeah. Coach Marcus says Kaiser is an alpha personality that can anchor our middle. Yeah, I think you're gonna see Kaiser move around a lot to the space, but he's gonna be playing in space. He excels in coverage and in blitzing. So in terms of Jessie Bates, for Nate and Mr. Young and you answered this kind of already. What kind of offer would you be comfortable with to trade for Bates?
I'd do like a third Dillard and maybe a fifth in 2024 or 2023, whatever next year is. So
23, yeah.
23. Yeah. Okay. What would you be comfortable with the trade for?
The only thing I can compare it to is Williams. So what did Williams get? What was his contract? Was it like a $90 million contract?
They offered him $16 million a year, and he said no.
5 years, $70 million.
5 years, $70 million.
Yeah.
So he was basically looking at 4 for 64, basically based on the reports. So he's probably going to be looking into the 70s and up.
At least close to it.
Yeah. So you got to pay him,
mm-hmm.
and then you got to give up assets. And are we talking about? It's funny, man. I think Dillard is serviceable as a backup. I think
I agree.
Your depth at the offensive line takes somewhat of a hit if you move Dillard. Mm-hmm. So I would think probably to get it done, because you got to pay him still. I would probably say a 2 this year and a 3rd next year.
Okay. So just you're keeping it straight picks. So 2 and then
I mean they could probably take him. They would probably want to take a lineman, but I probably wouldn't give up Dillard. Gotcha. I would give up somebody else.
I can understand that because I do like Dillard right now in the role he's in. Because I do think if you put him in, if Mailata gets hurt, or even Lane Johnson, no, Dillard's on the left side. Dillard is comfortable on the left side. So if Mailata were to, get hurt or something, I have absolute confidence in Dillard for several games. I do think that when he played last, how many games did he start last year? Was it
4?
2 or 1? Do you guys remember?
2.
It might have been 2, but I mean he played decent. He played well.
Yeah, he played decent. He played decent.
Yeah, he played well.
So, I like him. I think it's a really good asset to have, because our offensive line, even our second unit, is so strong, and there are teams that would kill for our depth at offensive line. So
the Bengals.
I like the Bengals, even though they did kind of get boost their offensive line this offseason so far. So I think their line will be better, which is not saying much. Their line was horrible last year.
Right.
Yeah, but if anyone goes down, they're screwed.
Yeah, they're screwed. Yeah. Jinx says Seattle gave up 2 firsts and a 3rd for Jamal Adams. Bates isn't Adams, but Cincinnati is going to want at least a first. I mean, I disagree. I think Bates right now is a better safety than Adams.
Adams hasn't been good in a while.
Adams isn't really even like a safety. He's like a
he's not a pure safety like Bates. Yeah, he's kind of like when Adams got traded, he was kind of like what, kind of like Malcolm Jenkins on steroids, right?
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that.
Malcolm was better in coverage.
Put some respect on Malcolm's name, brother.
No, I'm talking about the type of player he was. Because when Malcolm was here, Malcolm was everything. He He played on the outside. He played on the inside. He played nickel. He was a safety. He was a thumper. He was everything. Like that's basically what Adams was doing in New York.
Not really. He wasn't playing much in coverage in New York.
That's the key thing with Adams. He's not
great.
He's a liability in coverage, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Now, his play style now it leads to injuries. Look how banged up he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Anything else on Bates, or you want to bring up before I do? There's one more Eagles topic I want to get into, but before I do, I want to make sure there's nothing else you guys had in mind in terms of Jessie Bates or anything else Eagles wise that has come up.
Like I think going back to what Marcus said about the Howie statement about you should be looking at every position. I agree. You should be looking at every position and wanting to upgrade that position. But I also think that it's always been a copycat league, right? And we're starting to see teams almost buy their team, right? They're buying a Super Bowl. They're trading and they're buying and they're pushing all their chips in to get there. So the question is, the question with that is, they're doing it at the most important position on the field, which is the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
Brady, Stafford, everybody else has kind of been like drafting in terms of the Super Bowl. I guess my question to you guys and then people listening and watching, are you okay following that model? Because that's pretty much what you're doing. Like if you go with Bates, you're just buying, like you're trying to buy a Super Bowl almost. Or are you okay doing it the way they've kind of been doing it? When there's a decent free agent, go get him, a la A.J. Brown, and then just draft your way to the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, 2017 when we won, that a lot of that core were free agents. We weren't drafting well, and that lightning in the ball that we got was highly made up of key free agents. So I could. You're absolutely correct. And just to piggyback off of that, I could argue that Howie Roseman has been part of that trend of igniting that trend of, hey, I suck at drafting, so I'm just gonna freaking sign free agents while I have a quarterback on a rookie deal. So this is nothing new to him, I guess you can say. It's a matter of now, okay. Before, at the time, and I know none of us can deny this, we all believed that Carson Wentz was the guy. So it all made absolute sense because we believed that we had the quarterback, we just needed the pieces. And for the 2017, up until he got hurt, that proved to be absolutely true. Now the difference is, how much do we believe in Jalen Hurts? Do we believe that if given the right pieces, do we believe Jalen Hurts can be the team that can lead the Eagles to another Super Bowl? Because I'll say this: I've been listening to a lot of the people that I do trust, and other people in the media, podcasts I listen to that are doing their off-season previews of each team, and the Eagles are getting a lot of love from people. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're our sleeper team," but at some point, when enough people say you're a sleeper team, you're no longer a sleeper. So these expectations are starting to mount. So I guess what I'm saying is twofold in the fact that we are already kind of entering that territory where, hey, it looks like Howie wants to be all in right now. He's already kind of showing that. And two, second part of it is this has become, and we've all said this, so I'm just regurgitating what we've said in past weeks. This has become a do or die test for Jalen Hurts. This is like, hey, we are putting an incredible team, probably one of the best teams we've had all around on both sides of the ball since the Super Bowl year, around you, Jalen. So if you don't do well this year, that's on you, and we're ready to move on. And if you do, we're ready to give you a contract similar to, I'm assuming, similar to what Kyler Murray just freaking got, which is kind of scary. But I think that's what it's come to. So I do think that, you know, the trend of free agents, of building with free agents and being all in, that's something that Howie absolutely is doing. I've always been someone that has believed there's more than one way to win a Super Bowl. I kind of learned a long time ago, all these phrases of, you build championships with the drafts, or defense win championships, and all the, like, there's these phrases in terms of how there's a specific way to win a Super Bowl. I realized it's never really true. There's no just one way to win a Super Bowl. If anything, the past 20 years, we've seen teams win a Super Bowl doing it in different ways. So
I disagree to that, but go ahead.
But yeah, but like, that's why I'm okay with however they want to do it. But right now, where we are, I think it's the good way. It's a good way of doing it because it's a way to really put Jalen Hurts on in the microscope and say, hey, this is your year. You got to show you can lead this team, because this is a Super Bowl caliber roster. If you can lead us there, so
who would have thought this? 2017. I just looked it up. They signed Torrey Smith to a 3-year deal, Jeffrey for a 1-year deal, Chance Warmack for a 1-year deal, Nick Foles obviously 2-year deal, Chris Long 2-year deal, Patrick Robinson 1-year deal, Matt McGloin for a 1-year deal, and Blunt for a 1-year deal.
Wisniewski too.
And Wisniewski, yeah.
Wisniewski.
Right. So to answer Nate's original question, because I think Chuck's we moved the goalpost to the question so far. What the Eagles are doing is nowhere near what the fucking Rams did, nowhere near what the Broncos did, because they went for home run elite quarterbacks. The Eagles have not given up, and the Rams pretty much said, we all saw the shirt during the parade, fuck them picks. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So the Eagles aren't doing that. They've right now, just this offseason alone, even with the Jessie Bates situation, they are looking at acquiring talent at positions that they do not evaluate well historically, and while still having the flexibility to pivot and move if necessary. They have not tied a bag to Jalen Hurts yet. So, and hopefully he doesn't get it back like Kyler Murray. This fucking money's ridiculous. It's just the devalue of a dollar is going down so far. 5 years, $230 million, $160 million guaranteed, and you play like that in your first playoff game. How? I have no idea, but my hat's off to you. Get your back. But no, I don't think they're one and the same. And Nate just ran down 2017, so I even think from that list, that's not what Howie's goals were. I think Howie's goal was always to try to make the team marginally better in areas of weaknesses, to where what we saw what the Rams did, they like, listen, bitch, we already got it. We know what we need to do. Let's go get it. Kind of the same thing with Denver. Denver saw the opportunity. Let's go get it. Tampa, the same thing. They were there. The offense for the Buccaneers was there. The problem is Jameis Winston was giving the ball back to the other team's defense so much. They couldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? So
and Howie hit on every one of those picks. Every one of those free agent signings, they all hit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I think this offseason, he kind of went back to that motto, but maybe kicked it up just a little bit more because of the players that he got back. But he saw the opportunity to not give up too much. That's why I kind of agree with Pete when he talks about the whole Jessie Bates situation, is because generally when we make moves, they're out of the dark. Anytime there is a big move that is talked about and the Eagles are linked to, and it's so obvious, we don't do it. For whatever reason, we don't do it because it makes too much sense. Like the Jessie Bates shit right now, for a second and a third or a second and a fourth next year, it makes too much sense for the Eagles and for the Bengals to do it. Probably won't happen. Right. You see what I'm saying? As I'll probably put more stock in the fact that we may end up trading for Kareem Hunt more so than trading for Jessie Bates. And I just saw it here when we talked about Gardner Minshew going to Cleveland. Gardner in the 2, Gardner in the 3 for Kareem Hunt, and the 4, maybe, because we don't know. I mean, I think Deshaun's only going to get 6 games, and people are going to be mad about it. But hey, you know what I mean?
I think he gets less than that.
He may, which I'll just say this, which makes the Calvin Ridley shit fucking asinine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
To be suspended for a full season while this dude out here getting 66 massages going to miss 4 games. But you are who you are. So
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say that where I felt as if I don't think those. I think your original question was it wasn't one and the same, but I get it. But I think in a way that he found himself here, his fall from grace with Howie, he found the opportunity to be able to kind of hit on some picks like he did last year, have a little cap space, and find some teams that wanted to take some chances with players. The biggest thing is with players that are still in their prime. Usually when we do shit like this, it's dudes that are past the prime. We all heard LaShawn McCoy on IAA this week talk about the first practice when they saw Selleck toast Asamoah, they knew Nnamdi was done.
Clay Harbor.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, when you get those guys, then you can kind of scratch your head, or you have to be closer. With where we're at now, because last year we were one of the oldest teams. I don't think we're one of the youngest teams now, but we're trending towards that way, which is what you want. You want to have that youth. But that's all. I digress.
Jake P, you got any thought to Nate's question?
No. I mean, I think we pretty much hit it all nail on the head.
No, I kind of agree with Jake, but like I kind of agree with what Chuck was saying is that like there's so many different ways to win in the NFL. Like whether you're
Do you
Bucks,
really think that?
What?
Do you really think there's so many different ways?
I do. Yes, I do, because if that were the case, then the only way to win would be to draft a franchise quarterback. And
That is the only way to win.
really, I don't remember Matt Stafford being drafted.
Matt Stafford, he was a number one overall pick in 2009.
He wasn't drafted by them.
To his point, that's not. But I mean, the Bucks won with defense, and they had
What
Brad
Bucks?
Johnson.
What
The
Bucks?
Ravens won with Trent Dilfer, and they had a defense.
Oh, come on, man. You're talking about an all-time great defense. Like,
No, but
there's 7 Hall of Famers on that defense.
yeah,
Stop it.
but it happened. You know, Denver Broncos when they
That's
won.
the outlier, though. That's not the norm.
Yeah, those are the kind of like exactly. Those are the outliers. Those are the ones that happen every so often.
It's an outlier to an extreme extent if it happens once every 50 years. But we've seen several the past 20. So, like the Broncos when they won, Peyton Manning was arguably the worst. When the Broncos when they won, Peyton Manning was arguably the worst starting quarterback in the whole league. But they won, right?
But Peyton Manning too.
No, and I get that,
He
but
was
he was horrible.
He was
absolutely
awful.
horrible. So, and then the whole thing with defense wins championships. That's another phrase where defense can do a lot, but at the same time, what was the score of our Super Bowl? It was freaking 41 to 33.
48, 41, some shit like that.
41
41.
33.
41,
So
that's what
where's
it
the
was.
defense? The defense came up in one turnover that
If you would have used that argument, Chucks,
Well, 41
instead of
to
saying
33,
Baltimore and them, I would have said more. Yeah,
My argument is it's about the team overall. There's different ways, but it all it takes is getting the right combination on the right team. So you can win with a franchise quarterback. That's probably, if you were to put the odds on it, the best way to win, gives you the best percentage chance. And I said this last week, is to get a franchise quarterback. That's why that's why I don't, I'd rather go for someone else other than Hurts. That's your best way of winning. But remember, I also acknowledge that, hey, you could win with a mediocre quarterback if you have an all-time great defense. It's harder to win that way, but you could win that way. As we showed in 2017, you could win by drafting bad as long as you hit on the right free agents. You can still do that.
You guys need to stop it. You need to stop it. You guys need to stop it. Like, come on, man. You're talking about Denver. You're talking about Baltimore. You're talking about all-time, great defenses.
When we were all-time defense when we won our Super Bowl.
So let's just look at the last 22 years. Let's look at 21 years. You're talking about 3 instances where defenses, speaking of Baltimore, speaking about Tampa Bay, and those two happened within 5 years of each other. So that's really an outlier. Then 2017 was just we caught lightning in a bottle.
We caught lightning in a bottle that year.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Outside of that, the other 18.
Yeah.
You tell me another team.
No, but what you guys aren't getting what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is, yes, what gives you the best chance of winning is a franchise quarterback. I totally agree. And if I'm building a roster, I'm looking for a franchise quarterback. All I'm saying is that there are examples of a way you can win without one.
No, I'm not discrediting that. I agree with that. There are ways, But but the way you guys are saying it, that I feel is that you're saying it as like these are all different ways of where you can win. Winning with a strong defense 2 times out of 20 to me is not like a way that you win the Super Bowl. That it doesn't move the needle.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying?
When I said, let me clear this up. When I said there are different ways, I didn't mean every way gives you an equal chance. I'm just saying, like, one franchise quarterback gives you the best chance, but you still could win.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
That was my whole point. But I'm looking for a franchise quarterback no matter
absolutely.
what.
See, real quick. So Mr. Wing puts up the last 15 years, most of the Super Bowls won by QBs not drafted. Is that true?
But you can't. Yeah, but with Tom Brady, he makes up a chunk of that. And that's
he accounts for like 10
That's
years.
half. That's half.
That's not fair. Like,
when you have one QB accounting for 50% of those 15 years.
It's like Barkley being in the Jordan era, right? You're just in the wrong era.
So right. I would say to Mr. Wing, I would rebuttal him this, to anybody who also agrees with that. Let's not, like Chuck said and Nate said, and we all kind of agree, franchise quarterback is the way to go. I would say the last 15 years, most Super Bowls won by QBs were not drafted in the first round. Let me know how many of those QBs that appeared in the Super Bowl in the last 15 years and where they were drafted in the first round. Because what we're talking about is just getting there. I just want a chance to get there. A franchise quarterback is going to give you more darts to throw at the board just for the opportunity.
And more so do this. It's not so much that, but how many quarterbacks in total that weren't drafted in the first round make it far? Because you can't just look at the outliers and just say, oh, yeah, they made it. No, like, give me the whole scope of quarterbacks outside the first round that have led their teams to Super Bowls. So that's the whole thing. Like, people always like it's not the same scale. So don't I'm not comparing 1-on-1, but it's like when people say, oh, don't draft a running back on day 1 or day 2. You can always draft them in later rounds or undrafted because there are a lot of examples of guys in those rounds that turn out to be stars. Okay, sure. But how many of those running backs drafted in rounds 5 to 7 or undrafted don't make it? So it's a similar argument where I'm saying if you don't draft a quarterback in the first round, the chance of you getting a franchise quarterback with one of those becoming a franchise quarterback are very slim. So you can hit, but the chances are very, very, very small.
So in the last 21 years, because I was looking it up, not counting Brady, because that's just not fair, four non-first round quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl. Nick Foles, Kurt Warner, Drew Brees, and why am I missing
Russell
one?
Wilson, I'm guessing.
Russell Wilson, yeah.
Only 3 Hall of Famers out of that list.
I'm just going off what the question was, man.
And that's what I don't want to equate first round with franchise QB because that's not what we're saying. Franchise QB could be any fucking round, as we see with Tom Brady. But like Chuck said, the chances are higher of you landing a first round franchise QB in the first round.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
we thought we had one in 2017, bro.
We thought we did. We could have sworn we did.
I'll take that Joe Flacco, man.
Yeah, I know. The one thing I did want to address to forget whose comment it was. They were talking about trading Minshew to the Browns and then having Carson Strong. Like I know Jake and Pete, we talked about Carson Strong a lot. I do like Carson Strong as even a potential backup QB because I think he has a great arm, but he's not gonna be ready this year. Like that knee still has to heal. It
can't heal.
So, well, you know what I'm like. Yeah, he was barely walking last year. He was limping on the field in the pocket. He wasn't even like there was no shuffling in the pocket. He was literally like limbering around,
dragging that foot.
So
yeah,
he needs time.
Let me see. I want to see is Marcus right about that?
Which one?
Who has franchise quarterbacks? Is there only that less? I feel like there's more.
1, 2, 3.
Like secure franchise spots. So you got Rodgers, Carr, Mahomes, Brady, Allen, Wilson, Jackson. The Rams, I would throw Arizona in there now.
Arizona
Not because
just-
he may not be an actual franchise QB.
What about
but
Herbert? You don't think Herbert's a franchise quarterback? Where's San Diego?
do.
Well, LA, that's both LA, so you can count that twice.
So count it twice. And so
Count it twice.
still.
And then
like,
and you got to throw Dallas in there. I mean,
Yeah.
based
Yeah.
on the money,
Right.
Dak is a franchise QB.
No,
But that's
just
still
in general,
that's still
Dak
only
is a
1/3 of
franchise
the league.
quarterback.
Yeah. And it's 11 teams. So
That's still less than half of the league.
That's half the league. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah, but
everybody trying to fucking find one.
yeah, they're trying to find one, but I don't think that's
And he
that
forgot
doesn't-
Cincinnati on that list too.
Cincinnati. I don't think
Well-
that's shocking though, because
And the
I
Browns.
mean it's not supposed to be easy to find a franchise quarterback. Like, you know,
If you plan.
why would a majority of the teams have one? Like the
Right,
whole idea is to get one. And you know, that's why teams do what they do. Because you have to try to find one. Really, really, really bad.
Mhm.
So I mean, look how Cincinnati shot up and made it to the Super Bowl in Burrow's second friggin' year. So
We'll see this year. He caught the league by surprise last year, bitch.
Yeah, he
That-
did.
That's where I'm at, Pete. That's where I'm at with him.
that can't win the playoffs. And he can't, but he's still their franchise quarterback. And it's as much as I
think
like
another
to
person
like,
could win the playoffs.
I
That
like
was
as
Drew
much
Brees,
as I like to make fun of Dak, as much as I like to make fun of Dak, it's not just Dak that contributes to
Yeah.
the Cowboys' downfalls every single year. I
Mhm.
mean, Pete, you remember when the Cowboys hired McCarthy, I was pounding the table saying this is a horrible hire for them. He's a joke of a coach. And we've seen that. His game management is horrendous.
Mhm.
Carried by
Dallas
Rodgers.
is going to be Dallas, man. I don't care. You can insert coach A, B, C, D, E, or F. Something along those lines. Is something weird's going to happen with them to where they're just not going to reach their level.
Mhm.
Those 3 Super Bowls that they got, that everybody wants to hang their hat on. This is
Some
so
of them rusty old green bullshit that they still talk about.
when you had the best offensive line probably in history, best running back,
No free
I would say the
agency.
best vision running back in history, and then a capable, above average to elite wide receiver, and Troy Aikman, who is probably the most elite game manager the game has ever seen.
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, we forget about Jay Novacek. We forget about who was the fullback's name? I forget. Isn't he? He's
Moose?
yeah,
Moose, yeah.
yeah. He's an analyst, right? So you forget
That's-
all about that talent, bro.
that's
Like
not-
it's just
Darryl Johnson, I think it was.
Daryl Johnson,
Daryl
yeah,
Johnson.
thank you. Daryl
Yeah, as
Johnson.
long as Jerry is the one running that ship, they will never. I'll guarantee it. They will never win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, his presence looming over them is what makes them not win.
I disagree with Marcus. I think Dak is a franchise quarterback. I think
so,
Watson is a
too.
franchise
Yes.
quarterback.
I think so too. This is
I
a
would-
funny comparison. This is a
But
That's
it's
accurate.
interesting that it's less. Like it's not even half the league.
Mhm.
Like there's question marks. Like Fields in Chicago is a question mark. Hurts is a question mark. I guess Cousins is serviceable, so he's not.
you
one.
say
I wouldn't
Zach
say
Wilson
franchise.
and the Jets is a question mark.
Wilson, Tua.
Question mark, yeah.
Except for when Cougars are involved.
Trevor.
Yeah,
Yeah, all those the second year quarterbacks
Lawrence.
right now, they're all
Yeah,
still,
Lawrence.
they're also question
Kirk
marks.
Cousins.
yeah. So they're all kind of question marks right now. Who's in Carolina right now? Is it
Baker.
It's
Baker.
Darnold and Baker.
Baker's still a question mark too?
Mhm.
Trey Lance, we have no idea what he is.
Yeah,
I'm
we,
No.
we don't know.
He's fast. I can tell you that. That's about it.
It's insane. It's just insane how much love, Sam. You talking about the Eagles, like from a betting wise, like the Niners are right behind the Rams in terms of winning the division, in terms of the odds.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty crazy.
It is crazy. All right, guys. Good first half. I'll bring up my topic in no huddle if we have time. But I definitely want to move on to our second half of the show. But if you still have opinions on Jessie Bates or anything Eagles related, guys, if you're listening if you're still listening, definitely put it in the chat. We will put your comment on the screen. But we're gonna move on to the second half of the show. And the second half of the show, Mr. Pete Evans, who is it brought to you by?
It is brought to you by All Campus. Shout out to John Coyle, host of the Rant Booth. I think now which is Wednesday nights. which they're giving 20% off everything in the store, including hats, shirts to all their subscribers on A2D. Also brought to you by Gleason's Bar, which is located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, Levittown, PA. Use promo code A to the 2 to the D for 10% off for you whenever you dine in, take out, or order online at GleasonBarandSteaks.com. And by the way, all campus is located on the Ocean City Boardwalk 365 days a year. So they're not just there when it's hot out like it is, and probably would have been at the shore is because it's fucking hot.
It's
hot.
It's hot. You won't catch me at the
dude,
shore
it's-
anytime soon. It's hot, guys. It's hot. All right. So I've been, as I told you guys, I've been sitting on this topic idea for a year, probably over a year.
Oh wow.
I've been wanting to do this because it seems like a fun summer topic when there's no football to talk about. So I am very happy that all 5 of us get to partake in this. I hope you guys are gonna have as much fun with this as I believe we will. But I've got our little cheat sheet here, as always. All right. I'm going to order us in the way the sheet is, our draft order. So as before, we are going to go in snake format. So you know what? Let me get rid of this banner real quick because we can't see. Yeah,
I found myself.
yeah, you found yourself.
Hold on.
So
There we go.
I'm gonna put us in the order that we are in. Okay. So as I said in the chat, the only stipulation here is we cannot use characters that are NFL players. So like T.O. was in a movie. We're not gonna put T.O. You can't draft T.O.
Fuck.
So if you play in the NFL and they were in a movie, you can't use them. But if it was a character like Herman Boone from Remember the Titans that was based off of a real person, you can still use them because
You can still use those?
you can still use them. Yeah.
I thought you couldn't use those guys. 'cause they
Yeah,
were real people.
initially I was going to, but then I was like, you know what? Let's make the pool a little bit bigger, and so we'll just restrict it to people that played in the NFL.
God damn it. All right.
All right. So
do your research.
snake format.
I did my
yeah.
research, Pete. I'm going to bust your ass in this game.
You're done.
You have to do quarterback, running back, wide receiver, defensive player, and a coach. All right. Any order you want to draft, but one of each. And I will continue to keep track as we go along, obviously. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it better, all our viewers and everything. But Mr. Pete Evans, you are first up.
Don't do it, Pete. Don't take him, Pete.
Who are we
I already know
going
where you're
with?
going.
Who is the first pick in
I know where you're
our
going. I know.
Damn right.
movie, TV show character?
Don't say it, Pete. Don't say it.
Steaming.
Damn it, I know. I was standing in my head. I knew it. I knew he was going to do it. Want to know why? It's a black thing. He's a black quarterback. Absolutely. Want to know why? He was my number 1 pick, goddammit.
I know.
I was like, there's no way in hell he's coming back around, bro.
No, no
I was
way.
hoping.
No
I was
way.
hoping. I was hoping. He
I
was
knew
the
that
best.
shit was going to happen. God
Damn
damn it. Knew it. I said it before you even said it. I was like, don't say it, Pete. Pick somebody else, goddammit.
Damn it.
That's funny.
That is really funny. I think who would have picked him if he was there? I absolutely was planning
I
on picking
would've.
him.
I would have, yeah.
We all would have picked him.
I would've.
Except
Yeah.
for Mr. T. All right.
I have my whole thing going too. My name is Willie.
Oh, yeah.
Willie.
Okay.
Willie Beeman.
I have to watch that movie again.
That was good. Oh man. Okay, Jake, you're up. Who's second over? Who's going second?
Give me Shane Falco, please.
Fuck you.
Woo!
Fuck you.
Shouldn't have worn the Falco jersey.
For the fam out there, when we talked about the whole first half of the show was talking about quarterbacks, right? This is a fictional draft. What positions are going first?
Yeah,
This shows you, even in fiction, what's the most important position?
I'm curious to see who goes outside the top 2 now. This is what I'm really curious about.
All right.
You're a bad
So,
person.
Here's the thing. Do I go with QB or do I go with a skill position that I have graded higher that I think is a better player?
Take a chance, man.
You know what? All right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go because I'm the running back guy. I'm gonna go running back. Earl Meggett.
Fuck!
Oh, that's a great one.
Damn it!
I love me some Meggett.
Damn it!
Oh wait, there's only one T in his last name. There you go. All right, yeah. I love freaking Earl Meggett.
Son
So
of a
he's my
bitch.
first pick. All right, Nate.
Damn, a lot of guys are off the board. Yeah, my 2 quarterbacks are gone.
Hate you, Jake.
Yeah, I thought that might have got past you. Give me Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Ooh, I like that one.
Sunshine.
I like that one.
I don't know his name. I just know his name is Sunshine.
Yeah, I just know
Ronnie
his name.
Bass.
Does anyone know his name? Actually,
In
No.
the movie? I have no
I
idea. what his
think,
name
I think
in the
Pete
movie
said
is.
it. I think Pete said it.
Ronnie Bass.
No,
Ronnie-
Ronnie Bass.
okay.
Rubbing that
California.
hair ain't gonna make it grow back any faster now.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Mr. Young, you have the wraparound, so you get 2 picks in a row.
Look, there's only one choice now that Jake ruined my entire life and is the worst person on planet Earth. And that's former Texas State football champion,
Oh my god.
Matt Saracen. Clear eyes, full heart, can't lose.
I have
Who's
no
that?
clue who you said. Who?
Matt
Friday.
Saracen.
Friday Night Lights.
Oh,
Friday.
the
I
show.
didn't watch that
Friday Night
show.
I
Lights.
don't watch the show. How do you
Time
do
to
you know how to
queue
spell
up,
his name?
Matt Saracen. Hold on.
I'd
I'm
play
gonna say
hands in
SE.
mine, but we'd get sued.
I don't know if that is how you spell his last name, so correct me.
Saracen.
Correct.
Acen.
Correct.
Acen. All right. I have no clue. I don't watch that show. All right, Pete. Again, who's your second pick? First pick of the second round.
First pick of the second round, huh? Good one. You know, there's only one choice. It's the smash, baby.
He's just going all Friday Night Lights.
Damn right. Smash Williams.
right? Smash Williams. Yeah, I know he's from Friday Night Lights. Okay. All right, Nate, you're up.
I got a good one here. I got an oldie, and just because I'm a defensive lineman,
I know where you're going. Son of a
Andre
bitch.
Krim from Unnecessary
Sinbad.
Unnecessary.
Son of a bitch.
Do you know how to spell his last
Sinbad.
name?
He plays Sinbad. Krim, I believe.
Yeah. All right.
Andre Krim. We going
Hopefully
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
All right, my QB. I am going to go Paul Crew.
Solid. Okay.
Yes. He's got
Well, you have to specify which one, 2005 or
2005.
Okay.
I'm talking about the longest yard.
The longest
Yeah.
yard,
Longest
yeah.
yard, yeah. All right, Jake.
Give me Mr. Darnell Jefferson.
Son
running
of a
back.
bitch.
The
Is
program.
that from program?
The program, yep.
Trying to put the
Oh,
women and
wow.
children to
I
bed.
forgot about him.
Mr. Omar Epps himself.
What position did he play?
Running
Running
back. No, tailback to be specific.
Tailback. Yeah.
The only
That has one of the best scenes in football where he can't go anywhere without the football because they can knock it out and just tackle him wherever the hell they want.
Are you
he's
spelling
the-
his name again, Jake?
Darnell Jefferson. Darnell Jefferson. Darnell Jefferson.
Omar Epps is the only actor I know who's gotten like 3-4 rides. Basketball, football, and track.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
What
Mr.
movie
Evans,
was he in track?
who you got?
See,
Higher
this is where y'all fucked up at. You got to give me the most notable fictional character in any football movie of any time.
Ah, he's gonna.
Give me Bobby Boucher.
I knew it.
I knew he was I had to get a QB. I was hoping to be
knew
my
it.
third pick so I can get 2 Adam Sandler characters.
So fun fact, I actually had a high school English teacher whose name was Boucher. She was pregnant my senior year, and I tried to get her to name her son Bobby. She wouldn't go for it.
Oh God! All right, Mr. Evans, third round.
So this is a sleeper. This is a
Don't.
sleeper.
Don't do it.
But I'm telling you, he was a kick return and a wide receiver.
Okay.
Oh no! Don't do it.
I know who you're going with.
Give me that boy Forrest Gump.
No!
Oh, wow.
Solid.
No!
Solid.
No! Oh my
Greatest
God.
wide receiver in Alabama history.
Oh, no.
I like it.
I was gonna go in. That's
Willie
my
Beeman
guy.
and Forrest Gump on the same team. I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I fuck with
darn
it.
it.
You put Willie Beeman with some Hicks.
Yeah.
Is he even like smart enough to run routes? No, like
Oh my God.
the only way he can do like kick returns is they just tell him to run a straight line.
Run and go route. That's all I need.
Just run and go route.
Just go
Just
down
run
the
and go
field.
route.
Run a 9 route.
All right, Jake, you're up. Damn it, Forrest.
Give me wide receiver, Mr. Rod Tidwell.
Oh,
Good one.
Cuba
Loser.
Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire.
Show me the
Hey,
man.
Rod Tidwell. All right. I am going to, you know what? I'm just going to do it. You guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go just all longest yard. Let's go Deacon Moss.
Solid.
I completely forgot he was in that movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that
Moss.
movie.
Since we got the run on receivers, give me from Varsity Blues. Give me Tweeter.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes, that's it.
Charlie
Nice pick.
Tweeter.
Nice pick.
Good pick. You got your slot guy.
I just got hit in the nuts with a baseball bat.
Mr. P. Young, who you got?
The fact that you guys left the greatest wide receiver in the history of wide receivers on the board, I'm just embarrassed for every one of you. Air fucking Bud.
Air.
Not only is he catching everything he plays, not a single of you motherfuckers attack on him.
I mean, it counts. It does count. It does count.
I'm not going to stop him.
I didn't even think of that. That's phenomenal.
Once
I
again,
thought
it's
of
the
it. I
most
didn't think
explosive
anyone-
offense on the board.
I don't think anyone was going to actually pick him, but okay.
Air Bud. Holy shit.
Oh man,
No one's gonna hit a dog.
That,
so
I was
that's a good
definitely
point.
not expecting that.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
that's so funny. All right, Mr. Young, 4th round, first pick. Who do you have?
Once again, clear eyes, full heart, can't lose. Eric Taylor.
Eric
I have
Taylor.
no.
Okay.
What is he?
He's the coach.
Yeah.
Coach. Okay. Eric Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is this another Friday Night Lights TV show? The guy.
Correct.
It is.
Okay, all right, so you're just going all Friday Night Lights TV show. All right. Just like I'm going the longest yard. I can't be mad at it. All right, Nate.
The
You
value
need a
pick.
coach
Chuck,
and a running back.
you'll like this one. Value pick running back. There you go. You ready?
Yep.
Fucking
Okay.
Al Bundy. Give me
Ooh,
5.
wow.
Nate, he was on my list.
4 touchdowns in one game. Al Bundy.
Al Bundy.
On a
I got
broken
a-
leg.
I got a whole white team. My whole team is white. White quarterback, white running back. It's never been done.
It's never been done.
It's never been done.
Never been done before.
Can't.
It's never been
Oh,
done.
I'm crying. I'm
Uh,
crying. Oh,
Wow.
I freaking can't.
Poke
All right.
high. Poke
I
high.
have-
4 touchdowns in one game. Look at Al Bundy. Can't believe he lasted this long.
Oh my God.
Ultimate tough guy. We need some toughness on this team. He's the ultimate tough guy. Can you imagine him and Sunshine walking down the damn
Oh my God.
Hey, Sunshine, what's going on with your head?
You're like, what the hell are these two doing?
All right. Do I go? I'm trying to decide between coach and defense, but I'm gonna go coach. I'll go coach. Let's do, because his speech was probably the best like football movie speech I've seen. So I'm gonna go
I
head
know where you're
coach
going.
Tony D'Amato.
Solid.
I
Very
had him
solid
on my
pick.
list.
I love that pick.
Oh, I thought you
One
were going
inch.
to go the other way.
Very
All
solid
in
pick.
1 inch in front of your face. Love that. Love that speech. All right, Jake.
Give me. I will give him credit. He did go abstinent his senior year, so he could go top 5 in the draft. Give me linebacker from Blue Mountain State, Thad Castle.
Oh my God! How did I forget that? Oh my God!
I never watched Blue Mountain State.
It's a phenomenal
It's
show.
the greatest experience you'll
It's a
ever have. in
it's
your
a
life.
great show.
It's a great experience.
So what is he, defense or head coach?
He's a linebacker. Defense.
Defense. What do you spell his name?
Thad Castle. THAD Castle.
The most important question, is he coming with or without his pocket pussy, Jake? I need to know.
That's a good question.
You got to come with the pocket pussy.
You have to.
You have to.
All right, Pete.
It's what his dad would have wanted.
Fill out the rest of your team. You've got a QB, you've got wide receiver, and you've got defense. You need a running back and a head coach. If you don't go with this certain running back, I swear to God, I can't believe this running back is still left on the field.
He goes back to back, too.
So,
Pete, you still Googling?
Who, me? Oh, my list is already done.
He fucked me up with Darnell Jefferson, man. That was my guy, bro. That was my guy. So I'm gonna choose the coach first. Give me Denzel, man. I got
Solid
yeah,
pick.
there you go. There you go. I was considering him.
Is that Coach Boone?
But yeah, Herman Boone. Boone. All right.
Man.
And running back.
Give me a second.
It's a shame.
Okay, let me get Willie Weathers, man.
Willie Weathers.
Ooh, okay.
Gridiron gang.
Oh, you know what? I would never even have thought of that. I haven't thought of
Yeah,
gridiron
Gridiron
gang in
Gang, yeah.
years.
I remember that. Willie Weathers. Man. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Give me Coach Klein. Water
Coach
boy.
Klein. Coach
Klein.
Mr. Coach Klein! Mr. Coach Klein!
If he's on, you know he's an offensive genius. But the question is he going to be on?
That's the question.
That's the big question. He doesn't have Bobby on his team.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
no, Grandma.
Coach Klein. All right. So I need to finish off with. All right. So I'm going to do it. I have already a wide receiver who's being played by an actual NFL player. I'm going to get a linebacker who's played by not arguably the greatest defensive player in NFL history. I'm going to go with Luther the Shark LeVay,
Solid.
That's a great
played by
one.
Lawrence Taylor.
I'll say, was he played by Lawrence Taylor?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, if I knew we could pick real players, my team would be completely different.
But I'm not picking the NFL player. I'm picking the.
Oh, you're picking the NFL player.
Well, he's also like
The only reason why you're picking that
That
player
adds
is
so
because
much
it's
credibility to it.
So I need a coach. So we got a white quarterback.
You got to go white
We got a
coat.
mixed defensive lineman. We got a white receiver. We got a white running back. We need an ultra black head coach. So we're going to go Montez. I don't even know how it says. Montez Zuma Monroe. Jim Brown. I don't give strokes, motherfucker. I give them.
Yeah.
How do you spell that name?
Montez.
What movie is that?
UMA Monroe. Monroe, I believe. Montez Monroe. I'll just call him Montez Monroe.
Nate, what movie is that?
Any given Sunday.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember that classic line? I don't give strokes, motherfucker.
Mhm.
I give them.
That's a
When Jim Brown speak, you listen.
Yeah.
all white team and then a black coach.
The black is a black coach, too.
Black is the black coach.
Not just a one. It's not. Jim Brown is an epitome of what being black man is.
He said they go 1976.
This is the epitome of like he stood with everybody in the beginning, man.
Mhm.
Imagine.
I don't know. I'm partial to the coach from Remember the Titans, where he's like, "You had 12 brothers and sisters? 8. 12 sounds better."
Yeah.
Imagine Montez and Al Bundy had
Oh my God, that conversation.
Oh my God! All right, Mr. Young, finish us off. What do you need? You need a
Needs a wide
defensive
receiver.
player.
You know what I need, Jake?
What do you need?
I need the ball.
Oh, give me the ball!
You need to get me the ball. I'll get you the ball. Danny Bateman.
I want the
I
ball!
love it.
I got it.
I got the ball! I love him, Danny.
I got the ball.
I got the ball. Now go sit down. Let's go.
Go sit down now, Danny.
I love it.
That was a classic scene.
That
Hey,
was.
Danny, remember what I said about no red shirts in practice? Forget it.
Forget it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the side thing, if I
What was
didn't
the
pick
rank that you thought I
Airbud,
was gonna take?
I was taking Death Kid.
That was great. All right, so Pete's. Let's wrap this up for Pete's team. At quarterback, he's got Willie Beeman. Damn, like he was the most wanted. Damn it.
You knew that was happening.
He's got Willie Beeman.
Bless you.
To lead his defense, he's got Bobby Boucher. At wide receiver, he's got Forrest Gump. Oh, my guy. Damn it.
Herman Boone.
Head coach, he's got Herman Boone. And I put Gridiron Gang for running back. Why didn't you? I don't know why.
I thought you knew what you were doing.
No. What's
I was
his
letting
name?
it rock.
What's his name? God.
Willie Weathers.
Willie Weathers.
That's it.
I was saying, you know what? I was saying Willie Weathers too as I was typing.
As you were typing Gridiron.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
For Jake, he's got Shane Falco under center with Darnell Jefferson in the backfield, Rod Tidwell out wide, Thad Castle leading the defense, and Coach Klein on the sideline. Nate has got his all-white all-star team. I can't freaking talk. Sunshine at QB. He's got Andre Grimm leading the defense, Charlie Tweeter in the slot, Al Bundy bringing the toughness in the backfield with Jim Brown.
As the head coach.
You got for Pete Young's team at QB, Matt Saracen and Smash Williams for Friday Night Lights are in the backfield. Wide receiver Air Bud, who probably no one will tackle because they don't want PETA coming down and suing them.
They can't catch his ass.
No.
On defense, he's got I Got the Ball, Danny Bateman, and then Eric Taylor on the sideline. And then for my team, I've got the trio from The Longest Yard, Paul Crew, Earl Meggett, and Deacon Moss. I've got Luther Shark LeVay on the defensive side, who pretty much you could argue could have been a character in Longest Yard as well. Mm-hmm. And then I've got head coach Tony D'Amato giving the 1-inch speech on the sideline. That was fun. I'm sure there are names, a bunch of names. I am surprised that at running back, Mr. Booby Miles didn't get picked because he was that Permian team in Friday Night Lights. I'm surprised he didn't get picked.
Al didn't get picked from Any Given Sunday. I forget his name.
Also, Joe Kingman, aka The Rock from
Joe
the Game
Kingman.
Plan.
Oh my god!
Oh, that would have been a good one.
That would have been a good one. I forgot.
I completely forgot about that.
I'm not surprised Clifford Franklin didn't get picked because he's got.
I almost picked him, and I almost picked Brian Murphy.
He's got no hands. I'm surprised a little bit that Vontae Mack from Draft Day, Mr. Black Panther himself didn't get picked, or Joey Battle Battaglio, aka Goldberg, wasn't picked either.
I thought about him.
Joey Battle.
Yeah.
You know what I had on my list that I was thinking about? Fucking Icebox.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking about her.
Icebox would have been, I
Icebox
thought,
would've
a
been
good
good.
one, too.
I had her on my list.
Icebox definitely would have been good. Chrome says a little disappointed. No love for
Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico would have been good.
That would have been real good.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Bryce, could you imagine that film without Al Bundy?
That film room is just, I can't wait to see. I can't wait if Frank puts up the pictures. This all-white team and this mean-looking Jim Brown as the head coach. I should win by default just because how silly that looks.
Yeah. Oh my God! And then
I just want Air Bud being yelled at by Coach Taylor.
We're gonna have,
God damn it, Bud!
Mr. Young is gonna have a dog in the picture. It's gonna be a dog.
Yeah, and guess what? No one's catching him.
Nope.
Chrome says Nate wins.
I think I win. I have the dog.
Air Bud was a pretty good one.
Air
Bud. I like Forrest Gump. I like Air Bud. Jake's is just a solid team. Jake and Chuck, you're just solid teams.
Well, here's the thing. Like, my entire team's solid, but my head coach could ruin everything. That's the issue. So it's like a bit of a gamble. Like Chuck said, either he's on or he's not.
I think Al Bundy is the most underrated pick on this whole list.
Agreed.
Air Bud is a good one.
I don't know. I love. My heart is with Forrest Gump. I'm so mad that he didn't call me. He's going to be my wide receiver. I love me Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. That was hilarious. That was really funny. We're gonna have our rosters posted. Frank is gonna do the graphic and post it tomorrow. I'm gonna be really interested to see all the comments going forward. Oh, Rudy
sucks.
With Rudy.
I'm not
Rudy suck ass. He sucks.
He was offside.
Rudy stinks.
He stinks. He got one sack at the end of a game.
He didn't get a sack, okay? He got one tackle that he was offsides for.
Yeah.
And he was only in garbage time, so let's not forget
he stinks.
Shut up.
When I was doing my research, there was a movie with Tom Cruise when he played a DB. It was Stefan Dvošević or some shit like that.
Yeah,
but I never seen that movie before.
I've never seen it either.
It's very underrated.
It's called what the fuck is it called?
While he's looking at, before we get out of here, greatest sports movie. Since we got all these characters.
For me, it's
Are you talking football or just sports movie in general?
In general, overall, any
overall
movie.
Field of Dreams.
That's a good one.
You know, I've never seen that.
It's a life-changing movie, in my honest opinion.
Great movie.
Is it? But is it still for the time though? There's
I definitely think so. I think the message, even in 2022, still rings home to a lot of people.
Kevin Costner, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Like I have a buddy who's seen it, who's not even like a big like baseball guy, and he loves that film.
See, it's hard for me to pick a greatest because like each sports film that I personally I haven't watched all the greats yet, so it's hard for me on that spectrum too. But there's just like I can't compare a movie like The Longest Yard, which is like comedy, to like to another like Field of Dreams, where it's drama. It pulls at your heartstrings.
Yep.
But if you were to tell me which sports movie would I say like to my son, like this is the first sports movie I'd want you to watch, it would probably be Miracle, because
that's a great one.
Based on true story, obviously.
Yeah, it's a
Miracle.
That's 1984 hockey team.
U.S. hockey team.
Oh, okay.
Soviet
Do you
Union.
believe in miracles?
Yeah, like everything about
that one either.
The ending is chills because it's the real. It's Al Michaels.
It's what happened. Yeah.
And it's just everything behind that. I thought Disney did a fantastic job. Not every real life adaptation is done well, but I thought like Miracle was done very, very well. So I would probably pick that as my personal favorite. But I mean, you can go like we were talking before the show. The Replacements is so funny. It's
it's great.
I will watch Replacements all the time. Any Given Sunday is such a good movie to see like the behind the scenes of like professional football.
My name is Willie.
So yeah, so like it's I love so many.
I mean, it's subjective, obviously. You know what I mean? That's the point. But it's I keep out of all of them, and I've seen a good amount: basketball, track, all of them. I think Jake said it like gun to your head. Remember the Titans.
Oh, it's not even a question for me anyway.
It's just like remember the Titans. It's like it's just like you can probably put it up against any movie and it'll stand up pretty well.
Yeah, and it holds. It still holds very well.
It still holds to that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Does anyone have like a movie a sports movie they love that they know sucks ass?
It's kind of controversial because I know a lot of people hated it, but I really like Draft Day. I like Draft Day.
Oh, I love Draft Day. I love The Air Up There, which is the awful movie where Bacon goes to Africa to recruit.
I don't think that movie was that bad. I thought that movie was
that bad, bro. But I love the living shit out of it. Like I watch it all the time.
That's a good one. That is a really good one. There was I'm trying to think of the what was that movie called with the it was it Mexican soccer? What was it?
Oh, are you
I know what
talking
you're talking about?
Are you
Was
talking
it
about the one?
soccer or was it baseball?
I know there was a soccer one with where the guy goes off to try to make it into the European League or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that.
I
So,
forget. I'm looking for it now, but I saw that on like a Greyhound bus going to like Dorney Park or something, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
look at this dumbass
Okay.
movie, and I'm sitting there in Google Docs watching.
um,
Oh, what the hell? I'm gonna find what that movie's called.
Yeah, I can't.
so my guilty pleasure sports movies are Blue Chips,
Great movie.
Good movie.
Who is-
Celtic Pride,
Yes.
Was it?
Celtic Pride with Damon
Another good
Wayans.
one.
Oh yeah.
And probably I don't know this is a guilty pleasure, but because it's a good movie, The Legend of Bagger Vance.
That's a
with
great one.
Matt
Okay.
Damon and Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact: the white guy from Blue Chips is in Air Up There.
Nick Nolte.
No, the kid from Iowa.
Oh, the country bump. You're right. He is.
The another one, and this is saying a lot for me because you guys know I don't follow baseball, but A League of Their Own to me is
That's a great one.
That's
Great
a,
movie.
that's a
great
fantastic
movie. I love
film.
it. Plus, obviously, it has Tom Hanks, and I think he does a fantastic job.
Mr. 3000.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. 3000 was funny.
So I would say name brand center Sixth Man with Marlon Wayans and Kadeem.
Yes.
Ooh.
I love that movie.
Sunset Park is another one.
Rebound.
Oh, did you say Sunset Park?
Yeah, that was my 8th grade year. That was our motto during our basketball season.
What's the name of that movie with Ray Allen as Jesus Shuttlesworth?
He got game.
He got game.
There you go. There
You got that one. You got Above the Rim. All-time classic. Probably actually gun to my head if I had to sit down and watch a sports movie right now, it'd probably be White Man Can't Jump.
That's a great one. Coach Carter. Coach Carter's another one.
Carter.
I forgot about White Man Can't
We
Jump.
gonna sizzler. We gonna sizzler.
Pretty. It's so pretty.
Well, so yeah, there's so many good movies. I mean, like you have what's the Major League?
Yeah.
Which ones you guys like better? One or two?
One.
Like
always.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. I like one.
You got Rookie of the Year, Angels
Yeah.
in the Outfield.
Angels in the
more
Outfield,
comedy.
yeah.
I like the one where the kid owns the Major League Twins.
Oh, what is that?
What
I
is
know
that
exactly
movie?
which one you're talking about.
Little
That-
Big League. That's what it is.
I say that had real players in it, right?
Or The Sandlot. See, that's such a good movie.
Yeah.
That's probably like
All
the
right.
first like big sports movie I kind of fell in love with because it kind of like I really got into sports after watching that movie as a kid.
Great.
It's all about Moneyball. So if
Yeah.
you had the money to produce a sports movie, what sport are you choosing and why?
Football.
That's a great one.
Yeah, football or baseball.
Football.
That's a good question. Probably baseball.
Yeah, I found it. McFarland, USA,
Oh, that's a great movie.
yeah.
A running
Yeah.
movie.
with the track guys from I think like Mexico or something.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That was cross country, right?
Oh yeah, it was like a cross country thing with Kevin Costner.
Has anyone ever seen $1 Million Arm?
Yeah, I seen that one. I seen that
No.
One
one.
of the dudes that's based on that movie is actually wrestling in WWE right now.
Oh shoot,
Really?
that's funny.
Then you also got We Are Marshall.
Yes,
Oh,
so
yeah,
many-
Marshall.
I
that's
know
too
what it is.
depressing for me.
It is.
It is pretty. That's pretty depressing.
Um,
All right, guys. So let's get. That was so much fun. Thank
Yes.
you for making that idea like just a blast. I've been wanting to do it since last year, so it definitely was as fun as I expected. Let's get into No Huddle. I touched on it, but earlier I wanted to just mention this. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I think who mentioned it earlier? Pete. Yeah, you mentioned earlier. I Am Athlete. How Asante Samuel was on it this week in this week's episode, and he talked about Nnamdi. He talked about a lot of stuff. I think what he was saying about Darrelle Revis was the most eye popping to me. That I was like, wow, really? But if you haven't seen it, just watch it. It's towards the end. But for Eagles related stuff, Asante was talking about how he even knew before Nnamdi came to the Eagles that Nnamdi was overrated. And it was listening to him break it down, because I don't think any of I'm pretty sure 99% of Eagles fans thought Nnamdi was going to be great here. Because Nnamdi was looked at as one of the best corners in the league, arguably the best, right, with Champ Bailey, right, at the time. So came over from Oakland. And what Asante was saying and breaking it down was that, yeah, no one threw his way to his side of the field, but a lot of that was because offenses could do whatever they wanted to do against that Oakland defense. So why would they throw his way anyway? And then the other part of it was, and this shows how smart Asante is. He was saying how Nnamdi, so you know how like most quarterbacks in the league are right-handed. So their far shoulder, the left side of the field, is kind of like the close side of the field to them, right? So that's where Nnamdi played. He played on, if he's on the defensive side, he played on the right side. But in perspective for the offense, it's on the left side. That way, usually naturally quarterbacks will naturally look to the right side of the field more than the left. Asante said the reason why he didn't travel after his first couple of years, because that's something he did do. He traveled a lot. After his first or second year, he realized the best way for him to get the most balls and most interceptions was if he played on the right side of the offense, because the quarterbacks would throw more balls there, and he would get more opportunities for interceptions. So hearing him break that down and why and how he knew that Nnamdi was going to be bad was kind of really interesting to listen to. The whole episode, hearing Sante talk was really, really interesting. But that caught my attention a lot. And I do love just getting – I mean, I don't agree with everything he was talking about, especially with Revis. But just hearing him and like other former players, when they break down game, it's something that I always like to take note of. So I wanted to bring that up. I don't know if anyone else who watched that episode or listened to it had any other thoughts. I know, Jake, you listened to it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know if you had any other thoughts, but I thought it was a good episode.
I just thought it was interesting how Asante made a point of, he's like, yeah, I never watched film. And Brandon Marshall's just looking at him like, he's like, wait, what? He's like, what do you mean you didn't watch film? He's like, no, I would just literally, like, the game would start and I would notice the wide receiver's tendencies, where he would put his feet, where he was going. And then I just took care of it from there. That's insane to me.
That's insane, especially because we consider Asante as one of the smartest corners.
Yep.
And we always assumed, because like he'll study film and study quarterback, so he'll know the routes. But no, he didn't watch a film. He said he just knew the tendencies of certain route progressions and certain routes, and how a lot of them he talked to him. Like he would teach his son, who obviously is playing with the Chargers, how like most of the routes are in breaking routes. If you're doing a lot of hitch and screens, you can look for this by looking at the quarterback's drop. If they're dropping 3 steps, it's most likely a hitch or a screen or something like that. And if it's not, that's when you can get in your back pedal. Just hear him talk about it, that's insane. How he didn't study. It's all just of tendencies and technique. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Instincts are out of this world.
Yeah.
Yep. Out of this world.
Yeah, I didn't know how smart he was until I listened to the episode. Like he's very smart, ultra intelligent football player, and it was real evident the way he was talking. Now he a dog, and that's why kind of how he was kind of talking. He's an alpha personality, but I think that that's locker room talk. That's how boys talk in the locker room, and how they talk about their peers and each other. They'll break you down. Right? They'll tell you like, he ain't like you think he good, but he really not that good. You know what I mean? And I think he didn't shy away. One thing I liked, he didn't shy away from, him not tackling.
Yeah.
He didn't shy away from that. He said, "Oh yeah, let them boys go ahead and do that. I'm gonna be over here stretching. Y'all go ahead and tackle. You don't tell me to do that. I don't need to do that." That's not what I do. You know what I mean? Because he was, and I didn't know how Southern he was with that accent. I didn't know.
Yeah.
He was country as hell. But I think that I think it just showed really how smart he was, and that he could play. He knew he could play in any system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his instincts is on, probably on par with anybody, because he was breaking it down. He gambled, but he knew when to gamble and what timing and how to gamble and what timing to gamble at. And we saw that when he was here, because he was a fucking ball hawk.
After he left here, did he go to where he went to Atlanta or something like that?
Atlanta. He was traded because we had a log jam. Remember, we had Namdi and we had DRC. So he was traded.
And it was interesting the comment they said about DRC. Hell of an athlete, but dumb on the field. Right? I don't know if you
see that.
Yeah, you can tell.
I think Pac-Man said that. He was like hell of a player, hell of an athlete, but just no football smarts whatsoever.
Yeah.
Pac-Man calling anyone dumb is always hilarious.
Did you catch that one thing him and Pac and who was he talking to at the time? DJ? He was talking to someone, but he was like mentioning, because Brandon Marshall name dropped wide receivers. He named, and one of the people he talked about was Steve Smith. And then Pac was like, "You really have Steve Smith up there with those guys?" I'm like, "Ooh, Pac doesn't think Steve Smith is that good."
Could you imagine if Steve Smith was sitting in that chair?
Oh my god!
You see, somebody just pulled up the video of like Pac-Man just continuously getting mossed by Steve Smith.
No, I didn't see that, but I thought that was real telling, because I think Steve Smith is a hell of a receiver.
He's a great wide
now,
receiver.
Is he a top 10 all-time receiver? Probably not.
No.
Maybe top 10 under.
Still that dude, though.
But when you when you rack up his numbers, he's up there, and he was always consistent to me. It didn't matter where he went.
Yeah,
he was always consistent and tough as nails. So I'm
Especially
a Steve Smith fan.
I am too, because what was his official line? 5'9", 5'10",
something
and
like
he's
that.
going up, and he didn't play small. That's the thing. Like he would go up and get balls. Like he would, he catches.
It was a beast.
Yeah, it was a beast.
Yeah, I was surprised Pac-Man said that. I didn't think, because I don't think Pac-Man was that good.
No,
I don't think
like he was a starter in the league. I'll put him as a starter. I wouldn't even say he was a good.
His personality was bigger than his skill set.
I always thought Pac was a better returner than he was a corner.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought it was a really good returner and just like a decent corner. So I mean,
returners don't get paid.
Right.
Yeah, returners don't get paid. That is true. And that was a really good episode. I think we what was another thing Asante said? He was talking about how he never really got beat by a double move. Like he just and he liked to dispel that notion that like he was always taking too many risks and would always bite on double moves, but he said no. He said he doesn't. He broke down why his numbers in terms of interceptions are so relevant, because he was saying, and I kind of feel like this is kind of not from him, but from a lot of people. This is with Pete. We say this a lot with Trevon Diggs. He gets a lot of interceptions. He got a lot of interceptions, but look at the number of catches that were caught on him. And Asante said that you can't be great. You can't be considered great if you get a lot of interceptions, but you're continuously getting ball caught on you. That doesn't work that way. And Asante talked about how he didn't have that against him. So that was a really another good point. And it's true. I don't remember Asante really getting beat significantly over and over.
Like he never had what Trayvon had in that Dallas New England game, where he makes a play, but then the very next play he gives up a 70-yard touchdown. Like that didn't happen to Asante.
That didn't happen to Asante.
Didn't he give up like 1,000 yards or something crazy?
Yeah, he gave up over 1,000 yards this year. Or last year.
Yeah, I always thought Asante was one of the more underrated corners of that generation. Because people never talk about him, because what, he doesn't tackle and blah, blah, blah. But I liked that he went on there and spoke about his game, and he always be one of my favorites over the past 20 years. So great episode. Anyone else got anything no huddle before we head out of here?
Training camp, baby. Training camp.
Possibly gonna go see the new Jordan Peele movie. We'll see.
I want to see that so bad.
Heard it's good.
So bad. He shot it in Dolby. He said, because there was a certain way he wanted the lighting of the sky. He wanted to control the different hues. I remember watching it, and so that's very interesting. So now when I watch it, I'm going to be focusing on that a lot and seeing how he uses the different colors of the sky to portray certain scenes. That's going to be really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jurassic World Dominion is now available for rent. So I might rent that, but I'm busy this weekend.
Don't do that.
It's not worth it?
No, don't do that.
Okay. All right. So maybe
it's bad.
Maybe
it's better than like the last one, but that's not saying much.
So it's like a mediocre
Yes.
It's like an okay movie. Okay.
What's the one?
It's unbelievable. It's like it's not. You can't really see that shit happening.
I like Thor. I just don't plan on seeing it a second time, which is disappointing because I really had high hopes for it.
It was better than Ragnarok, but that's it.
It was better than Ragnarok.
I like Ragnarok way more.
For me, I like this because
Ragnarok was good.
I like
it.
this.
Was decent. This one is. I think Ragnarok. I think in this one, which I don't think Christian Bale's in it enough.
Oh, okay.
He was in more of it. They just cut a lot of scenes.
Exactly.
They cut Lena Headey's scenes. They cut Peter Dinklage's scenes. What's his name from Jurassic Park was going to be in Ian Malcolm, and they cut his shit.
Oh, he was going to be in it too again.
Yeah, he was going to be his character again.
Well, if they cut him, it doesn't count. They cut these scenes. They don't count. They're not in there. So
Tom said he needs names. Tom, you're about an hour and a half late, brother.
He's working. I'll give him fast. All right, guys.
I've seen worse.
Great show next week, guys. It's here. We can start talking about training camp.
Yeah.
My God.
Gonna talk about Phantom Sacks.
Yes. So we will get into. We have football to actually talk about. So we'll get into that. We'll get into some. We'll start doing some season previews and talking about the season upcoming. We'll also do a couple fantasy shows because I know a lot of us play fantasy football, and I know, Nate, you're big on numbers and stuff. So it'll be really good to have you on so we can talk about fantasy and all that.
Fantasy's all luck.
It is all luck. A lot of luck. That's a big challenge. Lessening the luck is a big challenge when you try to talk about playing fantasy. So, I definitely want to. It's gonna be great to incorporate some fantasy, some betting into our conversations and our previews. So, for all those who are listening in, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We got training camp coming up in the next few weeks, and then the season's here. So we made it through the summer. We somehow did it. We made it through the summer I always talk about this is like the toughest part of the show is after the draft because we have 3 months of nothing to talk about. Mm-hmm. That's why we manufacture conversations like we did with our draft. So we thank you, all of our listeners, for sticking with us and for tuning in, keeping us company, making this show fun as you always do. Definitely check all of our other shows that we got going on at A2D. We got a show every single day for you. So we appreciate your support and love. To our sponsors, especially our main sponsor, Manscaped. Remember, use the code A2D at manscaped.com for 20% off. Thank you to Manscaped and all of our other sponsors. For myself, Chucks, Mr. Pete Evans, Jake Friel, Nate Moss, Nate Money, and Pete Young over down there. We appreciate you guys. We thank you guys. We will see you next week. Start a training camp. In the meantime, God bless. Stay safe. Fly, Eagles, fly. Peace out, guys.